What up, world? It's Drex. I made a new channel. I just got back home from tour in Europe. I'm back in Florida in a random park. And I've been wanting to make videos like this for a while where I just kind of chop it up, talk to y'all, put my ideas out there. I feel like I make so much music and so much, like, I work on so many projects, or I just work on so much in general, just in the shadows, that I don't really get to put out there. And you know, there's stuff people see, but I feel like on my day-to-day, I've really had this disconnect of like what I'm creating, and then when I put it out, it feels like, I don't know, just like less connected in general, because at this point in my creative journey, everything's so thought through and so it's just like so systemized, and there's like so much that goes into it, the marketing and you gotta sell tickets and sell merch, and if that doesn't happen, I don't know, it's just, there's a lot. But I wanted to remove all that, and I honestly have such a hard time talking to the camera, just like, it's such an unnatural process. And even with this, like, I overthink it. It's like, I was gonna do this like a week ago, and I just like kept putting it off because I was like, all these videos that I watch where it's just like someone talking to a camera, I love how much of themselves they are, and I can never get there on camera, to be honest. Like, most of the things I put out there, I just extremely overthink. Even this is just like my 6th time trying to record this. Like, I've just been walking around the park like an idiot, with like this chunky ass camera that we film music videos on. Like, even that, I was watching, there's this dude named Small Brained American, and he just travels the world, and like, I watch a bunch of his YouTube videos, and I was like trying to find what camera he uses, and it's like, bro, I got my iPhone, I got this camera, I got so much. It doesn't matter, man. It's just like, I think it's just consistency, and it's kind of what this page is about. I'm gonna post on here once a day. I don't know what it's gonna be, to be honest. I think there will probably be some common thread of creativity. Probably be just like on a walk. I'm gonna like try and post this camera up so I don't have to hold this shit the whole time. But I'll just balance that with a stick. Let's go. That's kind of fun. But yeah, I think I'm having a big realization this year of like, I make music, and it's like a big portion of my life, but there's so much other shit that I do and that I like to do and that I don't get to talk about and I don't get to share. And maybe this will be that place. Maybe not. I think I just want a place to put all my ideas in a consistent way. I think consistency is like the biggest piece of creativity that it's really hard to set up. Like, I don't know if y'all, whoever's watching, I don't know if you make stuff or like if you do or you don't, but even in the simplest forms, like having an idea and trying to bring it to reality is like what we all do. I think everybody's like a creator at the end of the day. You have ideas and then you bring them to life. Whatever it is, it's not like always art, it's not always music. It can be anything, and I think the hardest part of all this is like doing that consistently and like not getting distracted by either the pressures of life or just like the infinity, like the void of like I have too many ideas, to be honest. Like, I have an idea, and then I try to think it through to like its extreme. Like, I try to think it through to its like maximum potential of like, oh, I'm gonna make an album and I want it to be like, I'm gonna get this person on it, and it's like, this is the feeling behind it, so that you need this is the cover art, and then when we do that, we're gonna fly someone out, we're gonna fly a fan out, and then like throw a show. We're gonna throw the show in 2 shows. We'll throw one in the warehouse. Like, that's literally something we did, but like, for Hath No Fury. But like, it's not. You don't need all that, man. Like, it's cool to have ideas, and then it's cool to extrapolate them out. But like, I think, and I've told myself I'm in this era for so long. It's called the throwing paint at the wall era. That's what I call it, at least. And it's like, the more reps you can have of having an idea and bringing it to life, I think the better you get, or I know the better you get at making the thing. So with this is the first version of this. It's definitely going to be the worst. The audio is probably trash. Like, I don't know if you can even hear me. I hope so. I was going to record with these, but like, my mic's all messed up from traveling, and I don't know. The audio's probably trash, but I don't know. I don't even know if the lighting. I don't know nothing about camera like that. Like, there's so much that's gonna be wrong with these, but I think at the end of the day, if I can just like pull up and just work at like this thing that I really want to get better at, which is like consistently getting my ideas out there. I think it'll just be, I don't know, I think it'll be dope for me, and maybe ideally somebody out there can find like some value in it, and like, I don't know, just find a missing piece of what is needed for you to go on wherever you're going in your journey. So this is the first one. I'm also going to talk about like my music and stuff, and just like creatively what's going on. Oh, that was the other breakthrough. Like I think I had a big breakthrough on this tour of like what this is all about for me. Like everything I've made, I think, has been with like adventure in mind. In the documentary we've been working on about the tour, like the first tour, for those of y'all who don't know, got canceled. And then this is like my third time going to Europe, but it was my first headline tour last month in December. And I'm getting lost on a tangent. The common theme is adventure, and one of the things we talked about in the documentary was like, oh, that's my bad. This is what I'm talking about. I can't stay on a fucking thought. But the documentary we were filming was about that experience of the tours and like them getting canceled, and just like, things aren't always what they seem. Like we went to do the first shows, and we thought, oh, okay, this is going to be one way, and then we learned it's not. There's so much stuff you don't think about, and so much stuff that can go right, and so much stuff that can go wrong. And within all that, we just realized, I just realized, like, bro, this is all I've ever wanted to do. Like, I just wanted to like make shit, music. I just wanted to make something and travel and explore and like meet people and share ideas, and that's what I'm doing. And it really, really hit me on tour. Mainly in Amsterdam. Amsterdam was the last show, and it was the first time I had ever heard people like really connecting with consistently my songs. Like, it was like we played like 14 songs in a row, and I could connect with like 10 to 20 people who knew the words for every song. And like some songs would be the whole crowd, but it was like 14 in a row where I didn't feel alone up there. And that if you make music, or like you ever stand on a stage, or if you ever just have to talk in front of a crowd, it's the hardest part of it. It's kind of like this. It's when you're talking and you're just like, bro, I don't know who the fuck is feeling my energy right now. And it causes so much self-doubt, and so much, like, even if it's subconscious. I'm a confident person, I'm a confident performer, but like it causes, like, there's just moments of, I think it's just disconnect, where it's like, it's the difference in showing your idea that like people have lived experience with, and like, have basically, like, you put these songs out, idea to reality. I have an idea for a song, I put it out in the world on Spotify, let's say, and then someone puts their headphones in and they press play, and then they go throughout their journey and they live with this, and then we met up at a common place and played it together. And the power of that energy is why I fell in love with music, is that moment. So there's such a big difference. I played hundreds of shows at this point. There's such a big difference in that versus I've made this thing and I'm going to play it and no one knows it, and I know no one knows it. It's such a different experience, and like, I think as like an artist, we are like, at least myself, I've been so delusional for so long about like, I'm here and I'm trying to go here. And here is me in my bedroom making songs, and no one knows me, no one listens, and nobody gives a fuck. And here is like, I'm playing a sold out 20,000 person arena. And I've lived in this delusion of, I know this is a real place. It's just not now. It's just not the present, but it is real. It just exists on a different timeline. It's in the future. And that shit'll drive you crazy. And you need certain versions of like wins. The universe, like, I think, gives you certain reminders of like, yeah, you're on your way from here to here. Like, you're not gonna get it all at once, but for me, that was what Amsterdam was. Amsterdam was like 200 people, and it wasn't 20,000. And I know that 20,000 exists. I feel it. Like, I've closed my eyes and I can imagine and I can feel it. And I know it's true, so long as I stay on my path and I don't decide I want something different. But anyway, that was a really cool takeaway, and it was just experiencing that, then like with just having all my friends around and traveling and like getting to do the other thing of like what I'm realizing this whole journey I think is about for me, which is adventure and travel and just shared experience. I love like getting random Airbnbs and just like staying in places and traveling. And I watched this documentary one time when I was a kid. It was John Bellion. He was like one of my favorite artists, and it was like of him making 3 of like his biggest records. It was like Woodstock, All Time Low, and I forget, there's one more. But it's this documentary, or this like, I don't know, 20-minute video, and it's him basically just, they go get an Airbnb and they set up the studio. They just bring all the gear, and the vibe of the Airbnb kind of dictated the records. Like you can feel the energy of what he was making. And I just had this crazy breakthrough in that moment where I was like, you can just make music wherever. And it was like, yeah, it changed my whole life, honestly. I think I'm just now realizing like why I create so much better when we go do that thing. It started with me and my friend Kenny have this series where like we just go, basically the rule was like, we just go make whatever we want somewhere random. And it was, the first one was in the, like, we escaped a hurricane in Florida to like go to my grandma's. And we're just in my grandma's crib with like the microphone, and we just made music that was like not the vibe of what we're making. It was all freestyle. It was like very ethereal, like, but it was so freeing. It was so freeing. And then we made another one in the mountains, and since then on like tour we travel, and yeah, like it's just like the freest I feel. But anyway, I think I'm realizing I want to do a lot more of those, and I want to just share a lot more of those experiences. I had another thought with that, but anyway, it's kind of the point of all this. Hopefully I'll stick with it. I feel like I get a lot of ideas like this where I'll say I'll do something for a day, but this one I'm gonna do my best and just try and show up every day, kind of film something, just wherever I'm at. Probably just be a walk like this, and yeah, hopefully I'll probably have some like topics and shit. Like I said, I want like the theme to be creativity overall. That'll probably be the constant vibe. Maybe like that, and like just being on a walk or like being wherever. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. A lot more music this year. We shot a bunch of music videos for a bunch of songs. That was another breakthrough we had. It was like, I realized I'll like make shit like this even. I'll make a video. A lot of it was music videos, but it would just be for like a random loose idea I had that day. And it would be like all my biggest records, or the records y'all like the most, just don't have music videos, or like they don't have any content behind them at all. It's just like, yeah, I made that song, I put it out, but like I wasn't feeling inspired, so I didn't have like any idea for a video. But then I'll make like a record like what is that song? My Word, which is a music video. Like, bro, nobody listens to that song, but like it's one of the hardest music videos me and Colin have made and shot and released. And there's like so much effort has gone into like so many videos that like were just pure, play, like pure creativity. And I'm just realizing now, I'm like, I need to put that same energy and that same effort to the things that people raise their hands and say, we really like this. So All in My Head, When in Rome, Heart Back, on some 47 shit, Toto. On tour we shot videos for like Feelings in Blood. There's like 10 of them, but I'm gonna be dropping one of those pretty much a week when we start. I've just been stacking, and yeah, we're gonna be doing those, kind of putting those out. I'm gonna be pretty quiet to start the year as far as like what it is I'm putting out. Maybe I don't know, I'll probably drop loose singles. Normally, y'all know I dropped a song a week for like 2-3 years, and just got burnt out. And then I've been wanting to make other styles of music. I'm making other styles of music and like not showing anybody other than like, yeah, I don't know. But we got a lot we're planning for this year, and I think it starts with this, and it just starts with me putting more of myself and the ideas out there, the visual world, and then yeah, we'll go get an Airbnb, travel the world, and like hopefully show y'all too. And more, I want to do more of like an edited format for that, like more. Y'all will see the documentary, and I think you'll feel the difference. Like this is so just raw and like probably low quality, and it probably sounds worse. And like the documentary is like every shot we thought through, and like there's transitions and like I don't know. It's two different worlds. But appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow.